It was a sad but all too familiar story. The age of rampant greed and crushing student debt in colleges sneaked its way into the tuition-free institution meant for meritorious students, Cooper Union. Another institution destroyed by the forces of darkness. We fast forward to the year 2050. Walk this way, students. Be careful of all the rubble. Don't trip. There are jagged, sharp pieces of metal everywhere from 41 Cooper Square. That was the hideous building whose cost made some millions, but helped sink Cooper Union into hopeless debt.
But Professor, didn't anyone try to stop it?
Oh yes, the whole community. And it wasn't even designed by anyone at Cooper Union. Even though they had a great school of architecture right at Cooper. Let's keep walking. Over here is the head of Peter Cooper's statue. It's face down as a testament to the shame of the last president of Cooper Union.
Whatever happened to him?
Oh, you can see up there, off in the distance. That's Golden Parachute City. It was once Hoboken, New Jersey. It is heavily guarded. You and I can't go there. Only all of those who made millions on insider hedge fund trading live there.
But Professor, I thought Cooper lost money in the stock market.
That's what they claimed, but as we learned in our underground college, money in the stock market is never lost or disappears. It simply trades hands. Unfortunately, the wrong hands.
Oh, certainly not into the students' hands.
As we keep walking, back to your history lesson. Cooper Union's 11th president was George Campbell. He initiated the building of 41 Cooper Square, which led to the end of Cooper Union. With its grandiose atriums, much of it was never actually usable for its intended function of teaching engineering or art. There was so much waste space, in the end, no one would buy the building, even to make a Kmart out of it.
So, Professor, what happened to him?
At his conclusion, despite his executive management degree from Yale, he left Cooper Union an annual debt of over $10 million.
So they must have fired him, didn't they?
No. As a matter of fact, they awarded him $1,075,000 for leaving Cooper Union. I guess that was the only way they could get rid of him.
I guess he won't find work anywhere else after leaving that trail of disasters.
You think so, but he went on to become a trustee at Webb Institute, another college in New York. His comments there were that he was part of a culture that is very rare today. Indeed. They say his ghost still haunts the empty halls of the foundation building to this day.
So what happened after that? Did things get better?
No, they got worse, much worse. The trustees had to replace him, but with someone who could continue in his tradition of milking the last of the funding of Cooper before they could all bail out with their golden parachutes.
What's a golden parachute?
It's when a head of a company gets millions of dollars just to leave, usually before they get caught doing any more damage. While searching through many candidates who might have had the school's best interest in mind, suddenly Jamshed Bharucha appeared. The trustees were mesmerized. He came from India, the land of the Taj Mahal and the famous spiritual leader Gandhi. And then he took out his violin. The trustees went wild with enthusiasm. No one could possibly understand what he was talking about. "You're hired," they exclaimed. He was also called Dr. Barucha. All this excitement over him despite the lecture he gave about a student who couldn't remember anything Dr. Barucha had taught.
I have an annoying habit when I meet former students of mine of asking them, "So what do you remember?" In fact, once a student who had been out for 10 years after having taken a course with me, and he went on into a different field. We met at a reunion, and he said, "Professor, remember me? I took your course on memory." And I said, "Yes, I remember you very well." And he was actually a fabulous student, and apparently doing very well. So I said, "So what do you remember?" And this extremely bright, successful young man waxed incoherent. Says, well, you know, like stuff about memory and stuff. Well, the learning curve, if the x-axis is time and the y is how much you learn, the learning curve goes like this.
Didn't they look into his background? Why did he leave Tufts University?
No one knows for sure. In his first year, he got $650,000 salary, spent $350,000 on his inauguration party, got $100,000 towards his housing, and spent $50,000 on a guest speaker at his inauguration. He cost the school well over $1 million in his first year.
Wow, that's a lot of the school's money to spend after George Campbell caused so much financial trouble.
When the donations from the angry alumni started to dwindle because of Barucha's wasteful spending, can you guess what he did next?
He must have found ways to raise money for Cooper Union, the way he claimed he did at the previous universities.
No! Instead, he broke the school's 150-year tuition-free tradition. He started to charge tuition. Eventually, the school started to accept anyone who could just pay to get in. The tuition had to rise year after year to cover Barucha's maniacal spending spree. Also, the quality of the school dropped as he hired part-time adjuncts and student teachers instead of full professors to teach.
How could the school survive like that? That's crazy.
Well, it couldn't. They started to take out huge loans the way other companies on the verge of bankruptcy and large debt did. And then they too finally declared bankruptcy, but not before they bailed out with, golden parachutes.
There seems to be no justice in this world.
The students never even got to finish their degree that year, and Barucha, he went on to another college to do the same thing.
Hey, Professor, look what I found over here. It looks like files. Files of the alumni who had donated to Cooper Union. Didn't they try to take legal action against the trustees and Barucha?
Hey, this is the police. You're not supposed to be here. Don't you know this area is off limits? It's a matter of national security. College records are not to be touched. Hey, put that down.